Whenever Bob runs into trouble, he will stop and his light ring turns red. Open the bObsweep app to see what the issue is. Bob's trouble messages are visible on the control page of the bObsweep app. Tap on the trouble message at the top of the screen for more details. Once you are finished reading, tap OK to make the message disappear. If Bob is having trouble with his left or right wheels, check them for obstruction and clean them. If Bob is having trouble with his mane or side brushes, remove and clean them. You may use tweezers to remove congestion from the brush ends, or scissors or the cleaning tool to cut hair wrapped around the brushes. Clean the brush components, including the mane and side brush compartments and the main brush gate. If Bob is having trouble with his dustbin, the dustbin is disconnected, too full, or the vacuum motor is congested or jammed. Remove and dust the filters. Wash or wipe the dustbin and air dry all parts completely before putting them back together. Wipe the dustbin container inside Bob and remove any congestion that could be blocking the flow of air. Then reinsert the dustbin. It's recommended that you clean Bob's dustbin often to avoid congestion buildup. If Bob is having trouble with his Invisibumper, check the bumper for obstruction and clean it. Tap and lightly press the bumper from end to end to ensure it can move freely. You may use a cleaning brush or compressed air to remove any congestion. If Bob is having trouble with his wall sensors, wipe around the Invisibumper and wall sensors. If Bob is having trouble with his left, right, or front edge sensor, clean the sensors. If Bob's off ground or tilted, reposition Bob so all of his sensors are on the ground and move Bob away from edges and stairs. If Bob's LiDAR is having trouble, check the LiDAR for obstruction and clean it. Bob's LiDAR is a sensitive sensor. Do not apply force, insert objects, or adjust the sensor. If the LiDAR is not clean and has lost visibility, clean the LiDAR and move Bob away from mirrors, metallic surfaces, and close to a wall. You may use compressed air to remove dust. If the LiDAR bumper is having trouble, then the LiDAR bumper may be jammed. Check for obstruction and clean to remove congestion. If Bob has battery trouble, his battery can be critically low or disconnected. Make sure Bob is powered on, then place Bob on his charging station and charge him. If the issue continues, open the battery compartment and check the battery's connection. If Bob is having user interface trouble, Bob's user interface or USB port is not responding. Check the USB port on Bob and remove any USB key or wire connected to the USB port. Then reset Bob by flipping his power switch off and back on. If Bob is reporting a charging station trouble, then he can't locate the charging station. Unplug the charging station and clean its front window. Plug it back to the wall and check to make sure the power light is on. Then send Bob to charge. If Bob is reporting stuck, it's likely his path is not clear or too crowded. Clear away any clutter or wires. Open any door blocking his path, then place Bob in the middle of the room and resume cleaning. If Bob is having navigation or mapping problems, it is likely he is having an issue with the environment he's working in. Try restarting Bob from his charging station. If the issue persists, Bob is unable to locate his position on the map. Verify the active cleaning map on the bObsweep app and switch to the correct floor map. Then place Bob in the center of the room and resume cleaning. If the issue continues, erase the map and let Bob remap the floor. If Bob is having settings trouble, settings on the app don't match Bob's. As a result, Bob may skip cleaning some rooms where the incompatibility exists, or he may skip cleaning altogether and return to his charging station. Check Bob's map on your phone and make the necessary adjustments to make it possible for Bob to complete his tasks. For example, if Bob's required to mop a room, make sure his mop attachment is connected and the room is not blocked by a no-sweep zone. If Bob is having electronic trouble, reset Bob by switching him off and back on. For further troubleshooting assistance, contact our helpful support team at 1-888-549-8847 or support@bobsweep.com.